大家好，我叫李梅君，我来自印度，我的印度名字是 Priya。那我在台湾已经很多年了，不好意思讲。那我在台湾做的工作是口译跟主持。那我也在台湾结婚，有2个小孩，可是我先生是印度人。
You mentioned about you are interpreter.
I am an interpreter.
Yes, right?
It says that on my shirt.
Really? Okay.
see?
You
Look at my shirt.
okay.
It says that.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Okay. So because I'm very curious about so what is it like being an interpreter in Taiwan? Is it very competitive for you, or do you think it's
Being
alright?
an interpreter in Taiwan, being a foreigner, is very rare. Because
It's very rare?
Yes, because
Okay.
most of the interpreters who translate between English and Mandarin are Taiwanese.
Like 99%.
I would say, 98% now.
Okay.
Because nowadays, like in my university, in NTNU, there are more and more foreign students who are taking interpreting courses.
Yeah.
But before that, it was 99%. And so, is it competitive for me? Because I've been in this industry for over
For a
20
long time.
years. I started interpreting in 1997. I have a good client base, and they know me, and through word of mouth I get new clients.
Yeah.
I also interpret for the government, so like some of the ministries, also the mayor of Taipei, the
Yeah.
mayor of New Taipei. So because they like the work,
Yeah.
they're happy with the translation, and they introduce to other people. So the competition is not
Not
so much
hard for you.
Yes, it's been okay.
Do you like your job, or are you passionate about it? Because I always say a lot of people will say, "Oh, this is my job. I need to put food on the table." So, what about you?
I am very passionate about my
Okay.
job, and I do love it. I have my own company, so I take projects through that. And like I mentioned, during my illness, when I was in hospital, it
You were
was my
still working?
job. I was still working
Yeah.
because I wanted to.
Yeah.
And it was what kept me going. I need to overcome this disease because there's so much more that I need to do.
So, what is the best part of your job? You think it's about you can interact with people, or basically you just enjoy different languages?
It's more the first one. So
Yeah.
just meeting so many different people from different backgrounds, and also learning about the different fields. You learn so many things about new technology, new skills, new products. That's what I love about the job. And the languages, using languages is like a bonus.
Like a bonus.
Yes.
That is one of the reasons I like to interview. Just I can talk to different people and practice my.
It enriches your life, right?
Yeah, reaches my life. I think that is very important. Reaches your life.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think the most difficult things, or the most challenging things for you in your career?
Taiwanese, Fukienese,
Okay.
闽南语. Because between Mandarin and English, there's
Yeah.
no problem. I
Yeah.
can translate it. But if they sometimes like to speak in Taiyu,
Oh, I got
it's a
it.
challenge for me to
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah.
and translate it into English. Yeah, that is my biggest challenge, and also my biggest regret. I wish when I was younger, when my brain cells were more active, that I had learned Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Now it's too late for me to learn another language.
But I guess you can speak maybe like basic Taiwanese.
I can understand a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Taipei, it's very hard to practice Taiwanese unless you actively go and search for that kind of environment. Maybe if I went to Kaohsiung and lived there for 6 months,
Yeah.
I would have picked up Taiwanese.
I do note that you have like American accent
Yeah.
in a sense. So I'm very curious. Like, how did you lose your Indian accent? Like, no offense, because I think every Indian or every country has their own accent, right?
Yeah.
But how did you learn American accent, or why do you want to lose your accent?
Okay, so a couple of points. I don't want to lose my accent.
Yeah.
I have not lost my Indian
Yeah.
accent.
So
when
you
I
can speak-
Yeah, when I
you
speak
can
with
choose
an
the accent.
Indian, when I speak
Oh,
with an
okay.
Indian, I speak in an Indian accent. When I
Yeah.
speak with non-Indians, I speak in an American
Interesting.
accent. And actually, this accent I picked up in Taiwan. So
Really?
when I came here, I also wanted to teach English, but all of the cram schools wanted American accent. So I listened to ICRT and CNN for like 3 to 6 months, and I picked up the American accent.
So basically, you do this because of the market.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And later on, it became even stronger because both my kids went to the American school.
Yeah.
So when I speak with my kids, I speak in English, and we speak in an American accent.
Okay. So nowadays, if you want to have a case, like usually, do they choose the accent? No.
No, they don't choose the accent. I think the American accent is easier to listen to.
Yeah.
It's easier for people to follow. It's also the most common. So a lot of the clients and meetings that we have in Taiwan, the people listening to English are more familiar with the American accent
That makes
compared with British or Australian or South African or Singaporean or Indian accent.
Yeah.
So usually for my work, I just use the American accent. It comes very naturally.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they're clients from UK, they will say, "Oh, you have an American accent." I'll say, "Yeah, I'm sorry." They say, "No, it's okay."
Yeah.
So it's fine. I think it's not that
Bad.
important.
Yeah.
In fact, the other way around, because when I translate into Mandarin,
Yeah.
I have a little somewhat Taiwanese accent and usage. So when clients are from China, they have a problem with it sometimes.
Really?
They actually complain.
I thought maybe they will feel really impressed.
Initially,
Yeah.
maybe they'll feel impressed. It depends.
Yeah.
So if they see me in person
Yeah.
and they see that it's a foreigner, then they are impressed.
Yeah.
But if they only hear my voice, they'll say, "Oh, we want someone from China."
Like
we
a
don't
local
want...
accent.
Yes.
Oh, that is very
because some
interesting.
phrases are different.
Yeah.
And some pronunciations are different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna do a project with clients from China, then I have to watch YouTube with people from China speaking and kind of train my usage before the case.
Okay, because you can speak 3 or 4 language fluently, right? Do you have a secret? Yeah.
It's not a secret. I think a lot of research shows that the earlier you learn more languages, the better you'll be able to learn languages in the future.
Yeah.
So I grew up speaking English and then Hindi and Sindhi, and then in my teens I came to Taiwan. I picked up Mandarin. Before that, I lived in Germany when I was 2 years old.
So for how long?
For 2 years. So when from age 2 to 4, I was living in Germany. I learned German at that time, and in Nigeria, it's surrounded by French-speaking countries. So the second foreign language there was French. And in Taiwan, when you go to college, you have to take a foreign language.
Yes.
So I took Spanish.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I've also learned basics of these European languages, but then because we don't have the environment, so I don't speak them.
So you forgot.
Yeah. Right. As they say in Chinese, 还给老师了.
还给老师, okay.
So the important thing about learning languages, number one, start early, learn many languages, and then practice. Practice is really important. You have to create that environment around you where you can keep listening to that language and speaking that language.
Do you have any advice to maybe some people they want to be an interpreter?
Being an interpreter is not just about knowing 2 languages. Being bilingual is not equal to being an interpreter. But if both your languages are really, really good, like A and almost A or very close to A, then it is possible. Then there are training programs. There's also online, there are some videos that teach you the skills that are needed. And it's good to start with friends or helping out friends or in the church.
Yeah.
Like a lot of churches have interpreters.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start practicing. Yeah, these are some simple ideas I would have. But there are many programs, but there are also many interpreters. And clients usually like to use an interpreter they've already worked with before.
Because they get used to it.
Yes, it's hard for newcomers to get into the market.
Oh, so it's like a closed market, I would say?
Somewhat, yes. Unless you have a senior, like a 学姐, 学长, who can bring you in
or
and
introduce
train you.
some client for you to
Yes,
start the
yes,
business.
Yes. But then it's a risk for the client because they don't know the quality. So if you're thinking of this as a career, it's hard to only do interpreting for a living.
Yeah.
You can do it as a side job to begin with, and then if it works, then you can quit your main job. But don't like quit your main job and just depend only on interpreting as your income source.
So that's how you started your career.
Yeah, kind of like that. So I used to work at the India Taipei Association,
Yeah.
so the Indian office in Taipei. We started the office in 1995.
1995.
Yeah,
okay.
with the first ambassador, and I worked there for 3 years, and I was pregnant with my daughter, so I was looking for an opportunity to do something part-time. So that's how I started
Okay. Interpreter.
interpreting. Yes.
Can you say something in Hindi or
Okay.
Sindhi
Okay.
to the audience? Because I think maybe overseas Indian they have a chance to say it.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything you want to say? Yeah.
Okay. नमस्ते, मुंहिंजो नालो प्रिया आहे। मां ताइवान में रहंदी आहियां ऐं हिते मूंखे 30 साल खां वधीक थिया आहिनि। ताइवान ॾाढी सुठी जॻह आहे एंड इंडिया बि ॾाढी सुठी जॻह आहे। अगरि तव्हांखे चांस मिले त ताइवान अचो घुमण लाइ। जय झूलेलाल। नमस्ते, मेरा नाम प्रिया है। मैं ताइवान में रहती हूँ काफ़ी सालों से और ये बहुत ही अच्छी जगह है। यहाँ के लोग भी बहुत अच्छे हैं। अगर आपको चांस मिलता है तो ताइवान ज़रूर आइएगा। नमस्ते।
Okay. See you guys. Okay. Bye bye. 谢谢. Bye bye.
Cheers.